Terence Crawford isn't joking about beating Canelo Alvarez, and his latest training footage just proved how ready he is to overcome the Mexican champion. In fact, it's now clear why he decided not to take a tune-up fight before facing Canelo. His idea was to spend the first few months getting in shape and the remaining few months preparing for his opponent, and things have gone just as he planned it. Some months ago, he revealed on his social media how much weight he has added ahead of the fight. Surprisingly, he was 18 pounds above the super middleweight limit of 168 pounds. And having dealt with the weight issue, Crawford has now begun training for Canelo Alvarez with such mind-blowing intensity that he's never been shown before. He's hitting punching bags violently, hitting the mitts, going on marathons for athleticism and endurance, doing bodybuilding exercises, shadow boxing, working on his footwork and other aspects of his boxing. Most importantly, he has begun sparring with much bigger fighters. For now, Crawford is preparing for the September fight, and it seems that his trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre has found the ideal sparring partner for the Nebraska native to get ready for the important challenge he will face in moving up from 154 to 168 pounds against the Mexican. A reputable news source indicates that the training partner chosen to help Crawford is Guatemalan Lester Martinez, a super middleweight contender who just took Joshawn James's unbeaten record with a fourth-round knockout victory. When asked if Martinez would be a good sparring partner for Crawford ahead of the fight against Canelo, Bomac replied, "And we will definitely use him as sparring." Before the September fight against Saul Alvarez was announced, the biggest challenge in Crawford's career was his fight against Errol Spence Jr. in 2023, in which Bud won. Boxing Scene asked Bomac if the fight against Canelo was an even bigger challenge for Crawford, to which he replied without hesitation, "Oh yeah, just look at the level of accomplishments." The rivalry is so important that if the two-division undisputed champion were to defeat the Mexican, he could retire from boxing on a high. Of course it could. It probably could be the last one. It probably could. Yes, it probably could, said the coach. Terence Crawford's camp believes his secret weapon poses a unique challenge for Canelo Alvarez. As the two prepare for a high-stakes showdown, Crawford's unorthodox style could prove pivotal. As anticipation builds for the September 12th showdown in Las Vegas, Terence Crawford's inner circle believes the undefeated fighter represents a challenge that Canelo Alvarez has yet to solve in his long and decorated career. According to Bernie, the boxer Davis, a close associate of Crawford, no sparring partner or training camp can truly simulate what Crawford brings to the ring. Davis argues that Crawford's adaptability and high boxing IQ present an unsolvable puzzle and secret weapon for the Mexican superstar.
September 12th is official, Canelo and Crawford at Allegiant Stadium. Give me your first reaction to that getting announced.
Super excited, super excited. Like I say, a lot of people are saying about Crawford's age, but no boxing, no life, as Canelo would say. And Crawford still, in age, but he ain't took no punishment. He's cautious, he works hard throughout these years. So, of course you're gonna.
Nobody fights like Crawford, he emphasized in a recent interview with Mill City Boxing, suggesting that Canelo will struggle to prepare for a fighter with such fluid style switching and tactical unpredictability. While some expect Crawford to adopt a strategy similar to Floyd Mayweather's, elusive movement, defensive precision, and calculated counters, there's a growing sentiment that Bud might do far more than just survive Canelo's power. Nevertheless, some analysts believe that excessive stance switching may prove ineffective against a seasoned veteran like Canelo, who is not easily thrown off by such tactics. Canelo's reduced output in recent bouts has not prevented him from winning rounds through clean, heavy shots that command the judges' attention.
You got to count that in a factor, but in his heart and his mind and his spirit, he's still youthful about boxing. He loves boxing, and this is one way to get him up. He's a challenge guy. He loves a challenge, and Canelo is the biggest challenge you can get. We got to go up 2 weight classes, really 3 weight classes to get a guy like that. Hardest puncher, great counter puncher, tons of experience, undisputed champion, unified champion, a couple of divisions champion, and so we didn't get the Pacquiao or the Mayweather, but we getting Canelo, and nothing comes easy to.
While Crawford's resume at 154 pounds is unquestioned, this jump to 168 pounds introduces major uncertainties. Unlike other fighters who gradually acclimate to a new weight class, Crawford has opted to leap directly into a championship bout without a tune-up. One man who has had first-hand experience in preparing a fighter to face the Mexican icon is Abel Sanchez, who coached Gennady Golovkin in 2 of his bouts against Canelo in 2017 and 2018 respectively.
I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. I think that look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed will, just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight. But as the fight goes on, Canelo's going to start pounding on him, and I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round.
You really figure?
Longtime boxing trainer Abel Sanchez talks to Fight Hub TV and shares his perspective on a number of fights in boxing, including some potential ones on the horizon. In particular, Sanchez explains why he believes Canelo Alvarez is a bridge too far for Terence Crawford. Talking about the Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight, he said, "Come on, I think it's a ridiculous fight myself. I think that Crawford is too small. Canelo is, in my opinion, the face of boxing right now. Look at his resume. I think it's a good fight for a little while. Crawford's hand speed. Just like when Golovkin fought Kell Brook, the hand speed was evident at the beginning of the fight, but as the fight goes on, Canelo is going to start pounding on him. And I think that the fight ends somewhere between the 9th and 12th round. I think anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the foot speed and the hand speed, and Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains or how much he does to try to get up to that level. 168 is going to make a difference.
Because of the size difference, he can stop Crawford.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that anything Canelo hits him with is going to hurt him. He won't be able to catch him early because, like I said, the speed and the foot speed and the hand speed. And Crawford's a heck of a fighter at his own weight. 54 when he fought Madrimov in his last fight showed us that he can't really, the weight makes a difference. I don't care how much weight he gains and how much he does to try to get up to that level. 168 is going to make a difference.
How we feeling? What's been going on, Terence? Talk to us for a little bit.
I got somewhere to go, man.
Yeah. Can we follow you for just the time being?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys are supposed to do interviews over there.
Yep. Terence, I like the way
Don't talk to him.
Mario, don't I got an interview with you?
They haven't told me that. I would love to have an interview. I haven't had an interview with you, a proper interview, in a year and a half.
What's up, man? What you
What's
got?
up, bro?
Don't get the cold, man.
Yeah. Your move up to 154, how much stronger are you feeling?
It's a ridiculous fight because I said it a while ago, Crawford is a great fighter, but he's been the same fighter from 135 to 147. He's still the same fighter. He hasn't changed anything to make him viable at the bigger weights, but Canelo has. Crawford hasn't been destroying his opponents. He destroyed one who was a shell of his former self. But Canelo is destroying everybody that he fights, destroying them, but Crawford's not. Yes, it's a good money fight, but not a real fight. Virgil Ortiz has been open about the fact that he would like to face Crawford should he move back down to 154. If he does so after the Canelo fight, the 27-year-old fan favorite believes it will no longer be with an undefeated record. Speaking to the Ring magazine, Ortiz predicted, "Every clear win for the naturally bigger man." Just to keep it real, I think he's too small. Yeah, I know he just weighed in at 180 right now, but just putting on the weight and actually belonging to that weight are two different things.
How much better are you feeling at 54?
I feel great. I feel strong. I feel motivated. You know, I'm just ready to go out here and do my thing.
Yeah. Terence, tell us about that back and forth with Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Yeah, you look a little heated there.
I ain't heated.
No?
Eddie just be throwing rocks and just saying anything that comes to his mind to make himself sound, I don't know.
What are you?
I would understand if he fought someone of less caliber, but it's Canelo we're talking about. That dude is good. He's been boxing for a long time. I think it's going to be a very clear win for Canelo. He then elaborated saying Crawford gets hit, and that he cannot afford to do that against someone like Canelo. I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this. Crawford gets hit. He does. He gets hit like everybody else. Sometimes he gets hit clean. If you get hit clean by Canelo, that's not good. It's really not good, whoever you are. And Canelo's fast. It's not like he's a slow puncher. He will catch you off guard. It's just different. Meanwhile, Canelo's most recent opponent, William Skull, was a larger, younger, and arguably more explosive fighter. Yet Canelo handled him with relative ease, controlling the pace and neutralizing his offense. That performance, according to Davis, proves that Canelo's timing and experience remain potent. He looked sharp. The man lives in the gym. His skills are still elite.
Whatever like that.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We going to do everything we can to him. We going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is
Davis is confident that Crawford can replicate or even surpass his demolition of Errol Spence Jr., an opponent he dominated in a lopsided fashion. Crawford is going to make Canelo look like sludge, Davis predicted, asserting that the Mexican champion won't be able to find the proper sparring to simulate Crawford's style. Ultimately, this fight is more than just a stylistic clash. It's a litmus test for Crawford's greatness across weight classes and a critical opportunity for Canelo to silence critics who suggest his prime has passed. While Davis and Team Crawford are brimming with confidence, the physical demands of moving up and the legacy of Canelo's experience pose real threats.
Crawford is going to step to him, because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something, and he better know Crawford is coming.
And when he gets on the inside with Canelo, do you feel he's got the power to hurt and stop him?
Definitely got the power, and he got the speed to counter punch, to his defense, to catch punches, to counter punches, and to let his hands go. Crawford got the speed and to
Alvarez's only 2 career losses have come against Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol, and Mayweather's former manager, Jay Prince, thinks Crawford will add another defeat to Alvarez's record. The fight is expected to take place at super middleweight, meaning Crawford will need to jump up 2 weight classes, as his last fight was at 154 pounds.
The beast. Wow, the beast. I truly feel that Virgil now is on a different level.
Final one from me. What did you say to Eddie Hearn in the aftermath of that win tonight?
No, good. Just, good fight. That's it. I mean, I think I'm 0-20 now, so... Or no, Eddie's 0-20. I think he's 0-4 or 5 with me, so... It's okay. we're just chipping away. We're gonna have losses too. We're gonna have wins too. But I think tonight.
While Alvarez has the weight advantage, Jay Prince reckons Crawford has the skills to get the job done. Speaking to Sean Zittel, he said, "I believe Crawford beats Canelo. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Crawford is one of those guys." Prince, though, refused to say anything bad about Alvarez, saying, "Of course, we can't say anything bad about Canelo because he is the top of the top too, but that's my opinion."
What's important is that both fighters came out good. Everything's good. Virgil won. Great fights. Great night for boxing.
This is the final one. You spoke to me the other day. You said that Virgil's first fight, he said to Jerry Jones, he's going to sell it out.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reality?
Absolutely. 1,000%. Virgil Ortiz.
Jay Prince also downplayed suggestions that putting on the extra weight will diminish Crawford, saying, "I think Crawford has no wear and tear on him that I've witnessed watching him spar and watching him in the ring over the years, and he knows what he is doing." Canelo Alvarez is powerful and has been fighting at super middleweight for a considerable amount of time. Hence, he has a better feel of the division than Alvarez, who fights at a much lower weight class. That said, Crawford is as skillful as they come. Alvarez, though, needs to take care of business against William Skull first on May 3rd. He aims to become the undisputed super middleweight champion again with a win against Skull. Terence Crawford has never shied away from a challenge, and now it looks like his next one could be the biggest of his career, literally. Talks are heating up for a September showdown against Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds, a fight that would pit two pound-for-pound greats against each other in a battle that could define the era.
Okay. Hey, John, I don't have much time left with you, so I appreciate the time that I've gotten with you. I'm curious to get your insight on a fight coming up between Terence Crawford and Canelo in September. Crawford's moving up a few weight classes to meet Canelo. Just your insight. How does Crawford cross that bridge? How does he nullify the weight difference and get a win against Canelo?
I don't know.
But not everyone's sold on the idea just yet, especially not Jaron "Boots" Ennis. Ennis, one of boxing's most exciting rising stars, is getting ready for his own test against Imantas Stanionis this weekend. Still, he found time to weigh in on the Canelo versus Crawford hype train, and he's not exactly handing out blind endorsements. In a recent interview with Fight Hub TV, Ennis raised a red flag about Crawford moving up 2 full weight classes. "I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight at 160 just to feel what it's like against a bigger guy," he said. Boots didn't hold back when talking about what Crawford's up against. Canelo's been at that weight for a while. He's been pinning big guys out. Crawford's smaller, and Canelo has been dropping dudes that come in at like 200 pounds on fight night. The reality is, Alvarez may not be a natural super middleweight either, but he's made a habit of hurting and finishing fighters much bigger than Crawford. That's not lost on people who know how the game works.
That's like a 50-50, 60-40. You gotta lean towards Canelo because he's been at that weight for a long time now, and he been pitting big guys out and things like that. And Crawford a little smaller. So I don't know. We gotta see how it play out come whenever they fight. When they supposed to fight, September or something like that.
September.
Yeah, we gotta see how it play out. We don't know. It's boxing. But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo because, like I said before, he
Others in the boxing world have echoed similar concerns. Timothy Bradley told BoxingScene.com that while Crawford is probably the most complete fighter right now, the size difference can't be ignored. "It's a real jump," Bradley said. Crawford, for his part, has never lacked confidence. On Max on Boxing, he made it clear, "I'll fight anybody, any weight. That's what greatness is about." And for fans, that kind of mindset is exactly what makes this potential matchup so compelling. So the question remains, can elite skill neutralize elite size and power? Crawford may be one of the best technicians the sport has ever seen, but if he goes straight into a fight with Canelo, he'll be doing it with zero margin for error. Canelo has had a number of big fights too, against the likes of Floyd Mayweather, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, and Sergey Kovalev, while 3 of them have come against his former bitter foe, Golovkin.
He's been pitting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68-pounder. He probably really should be at 60, maybe. And he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it, so so be it.
Yeah, you brought up, and this is just a follow-up on here. You brought up one main point that a lot of fans have been bringing.
Former WBA and lineal featherweight champion Barry McGuigan has now laid out the blueprint for Crawford to beat Alvarez in the generational showdown. Speaking to Betway, McGuigan said, "I think Crawford needs to go back to his old self in the sense of him being a good puncher and his timing. He is an old-fashioned fighter in the Sugar Ray Robinson style, with everything being minuscule timing. He makes you fall short by just a fraction and then walks in with a counter shot. But in this fight, in order to take the sting out of Canelo's power early on, he will have to drift in and out of punching range and not hold his feet as much."
To tighten up and get out of there. Man, Crawford gonna beat the daylights. Man, Crawford gonna beat him, man. I'm telling you. Crawford gonna beat him. And Canelo ain't no slouch, I'm just saying, but when you get Crawford in there, he just gonna go up another notch, The last guy we fought didn't want to fight. Canelo gonna bring the fight. He gonna do something. And every mistake he make, we gonna capitalize on it.
And just lastly, obviously you would have seen people saying that the size and all this, but then other people were saying, well, I mean, look to the face-off. The size isn't actually as big as they first thought.
I've been beating up big dudes all my
Cause they underestimate your blood.
It's just, even if they didn't, I'm gonna beat you up. I can fight.
Right.
So if you watch, like, all these dudes bigger than me.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I'm gonna find a way to win, no matter what.
In September, are you gonna pull this? I shook up the world. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you.
He added, "He prides himself on exchanging with you. Crawford won't do that with Canelo early on into the fight, and he will be as evasive and as elusive as he can be, because if not, he will get dragged into a trench war. That wouldn't work as effectively. When you've worked out Canelo is losing his power, then step your foot on the gas and exchange with him, but Canelo will know what to do." And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.